So, welcome to July's behind the scenes film of what goes on at Shake Scene. Apologies for filming at Clapham Junction, but it's one of those days. So, this is a busy film, so I'm not going to say much. So, we're going to start with a few little snippets from Hilldrop, our return to the northwest corner of London, and a first in-person try for our new edit of Much Ado About Nothing, which went down very well. We're very happy, very glad we did it. Anyway, here's a few videos.
Sound is me, 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 may, may, may. Me, me, may, may, may. Me, 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 may, 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 ma, 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 ma. Me, me, may, may, ma, ma, ma. Even more exciting than that. Me, 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 may, 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 ma, 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 ma. Me, me, may, may, ma, ma, ma.
Well done, all the Hilldrop crew. It was such a great day. I think we were all worried because we weren't worried when before it started. We thought we were all looking for this bit of anxiety, and in fact, it went really well. Probably because we've done it 4 times now and we know what we're doing. But it was really great. Everyone made a tremendous effort to give their time and get there, and it was really nice. We raised about £350 for Hilldrop, and it was the best day. So thank you all.
That was fun. I finished Much Ado About Nothing, and it was a lovely introduction to Cue-based live theatre. It was my first in-person Shake Scene, and it was really lovely to be part of the onstage and offstage chaos that goes into making live Cue-based theatre. I was playing Ursula the Watch, so had some fun scenes, be very light-hearted, being the gossipy or incompetent, and I really enjoyed getting to know the cast and work with them, because I've done some online plays with some of them, but I've never worked in person with them, so that was very fun and entertaining. And weirdly, there are bits of in-person thick Cue-based acting that I found easier than on Zoom. Mostly changing characters. It's easier to remember to change a costume than remember to change a Zoom name label.
And I'm taking the liberty of recording this little junction piece here before I forget that it needs to go in. So this is me sitting in the garden directly after King Lear, recording that we are now moving on from in-person Much Ado to King Lear. Enjoy. I hope you saw King Lear. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought Ian was just wonderful, and it's one of those productions where I'm just thinking they're all just wonderful, because everybody had a moment again, and it's just brilliant when that happens. So here comes King Lear.
Oh my goodness, I need some air after that. Gosh, it was hot. Yeah, no, it was, again, enjoyed it as normal. I found an old fan that I sometimes use as a prop, so that was really helpful at times. But yeah, it's good to breathe again. But great fun as always, and lovely work from everybody. Brilliant. Ian was lovely as Lear. I can't pick anybody out. Jack did great. Bridget was wonderful. I can't pick anybody out. Really. Oh, one thing. It was. I got thrown when I think Ian probably jumped a bit. Where am I? I just was looking through and I couldn't see where I was. But all came all right in the end, so that was okay. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheerio.
Hi Patrons, it's Tom here. Just finished the show, having had a wonderful time playing the really quite nasty Earl of Cornwall, Duke of Cornwall, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, something of Cornwall. That was great fun, even though I was late for my big scene because I was busy setting up the props for my big scene. Always one of those things. The scene that I thought was going to take a hell of a lot longer just before whipped past in about 2 minutes, and the scenes where I was thinking, oh yeah, this shouldn't take very long, seemed to go on for much longer than intended. Anyway, I've had a fantastic day. I was particularly impressed, I must say, with Donna's double bill of the Fool, who was magnificent, and Cordelia. I thought that Bridget made sense of the part of Edgar in a way that I literally have never seen Edgar make sense before, which is, I think, one of the great advantages of Q script work, that because she's focusing on what the character is rather than what the character is doing plot-wise, it makes so much difference. And the other thing is Hayley as my beloved wife. Like that's ever going to happen. But just so much fun having a double act with her, where we were the nastiest power couple in the history of literally ever. That was just great. And I've never really acted opposite Hayley before. I've been in shows with her before, but I've never sort of acted opposite her, and that was so much fun. But what a bundle of laughs Cornwall is. I like playing nasties. That is the second online show in a row I've done where I've been playing a nasty, seedy, sinister character. I'm doing Promptathon next week, in which I don't think I'm playing anybody. Oh no, hold on. I'm playing Father Capulet, who is a little bit nasty. Oh well. And apart from that, at the moment I'm not playing anybody nasty. But having done 2 in a row, my sort of suave, seedy, creepy, probably public school educated psychopath probably needs a bit of rest. Anyway, there you go. That was great fun. Though my word, isn't King Lear a long play?
Hello, checking in on the interval to make this video, and just a few thoughts about playing Edgar halfway through. This was an interesting process for me. I found it more difficult than I expected to kind of get a toehold into this character, and in large part it's tough because there's not a lot of him before he is pretending to be lots of other people, and so we don't necessarily get a read on who he is as a person before. But what I did notice was just the difference in energy when he's being mad, playing mad, and when he sort of shows up at first and even at the end, he's very proper. And I kind of was curious about this, especially playing him as a woman, which was a deliberate choice on my part. I sort of wanted to play with what it looks like when the good girl gets permission to go feral. And yes, it's survival on her part, but it's also like, wow, I've never gotten to be so weird and loud and scary and growling and angry, etc. before, as Edgar might feel. And I thought it was just an interesting chance to play with that experience and say, like, what does it do for him to have this alter ego? And yes, some of it, especially in that first encounter with him in the barn, is some of that is self-preservation. It's that thing I've seen some women talk about of, like, if you can't outfight someone who is, like, scary to you, can you be scarier? Can you be weirder? I feel like that's what Edgar's doing in that scene, is just being, like, super weird and intense in the hopes that people won't get too close and recognize him, especially once his father shows up. Then it's very dangerous what's going on, and he really has to just not be seen. And so that's what I'm playing with. But overall, what I'm bringing into today is the feeling that he's very responsive and reactive, and more that than anything else. And so he has to survive in a very treacherous moment, and he does it by listening and responding. And so I'm just kind of interested to see what else happens in the story as he is allowed to just sort of respond to whatever he discovers. He has a lot of talking about what he's witnessing. He's sort of a witnesser in the story more than anything in some ways. And the person that comes in at the end with Albany to kind of set things right. And in that role, kind of the voice of reason as well. So I'm curious how all these things will interplay as we continue.
Hello! So we've just finished our run of King Lear, and I had the very good fortune to play Albany, who's an interesting character. I'm always interested in those characters, because there's Edgar, there's Kent, there's Albany, who are the sort of the positive characters who, at least at the end, are alive. And because I think they're the ones that, if there is any hope at the end of the play, that it sort of lies with them. I mean, I think there's an endless debate as to whether there is actually any hope, but it was kind of interesting because Albany's sort of saying that he won't. But I think given that Kent isn't, I wonder if Albany will be kind of turned around and maybe change his mind. But I mean, that's something, that play, as far as I know, hasn't been written, so we'll see. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We had a bit of drama at the end. If you were watching and you were wondering why things were late coming off, our upstairs neighbours got locked out of their flat, so I was trying to help them out the back, and I missed taking the stream off when I should have. Anyway, don't know whether you caught that or not, but it was, yeah, good fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and here's to the next one. Promptathon next week.
Okay, so moving on. So we've had Hilldrop, we've had King Lear. We did also do the Promptathon this month, which was 24 hours of old friends, new friends, mostly old plays, all Shakespeare, all to do with love. We had a great time. Again, it's always lovely because we managed to tempt back in people like Aaron, who can't always join us, and they were wonderful as Ariel, The Tempest. I'm still catching up with the two plays that I missed in the middle of the night. With the lovely Bridget, who book held for me. That was a company first. It's the first time there have been Shakespeare plays not book held by me. I'm still catching up watching, so I need to still see properly Midsummer Night's Dream and Winter's Tale, although I did catch the end of Winter's Tale. Hope that you enjoyed them. We definitely did. I have very little footage, but I have one piece of behind the scenes footage from Jack, who is one of our new players, and it was lovely playing with him, and a couple of stills just so you get an idea. So here's a tiny peek behind the Promptathon. So that's the end of company business for this month. There is one other little thing that happened this month, which is nothing to do with theatre, but I graduated from Birmingham with my doctorate, and here are a few little videos of that day, that moment. Valentina was there representing the company and basically everybody else, being very supportive as she always is, which is very lovely. So yes, it was a funny sort of day. It was very hot, as everything is this summer, and it was nice to have done it. I wasn't sure about doing it at the time, but it was nice to have done it, and Michael Dobson, who is in charge of the Institute, was there, and he was very nice. So it was a lovely day, and I'm glad that I did it. Anyway, this is what it looked like. 12. Yeah.
For research into the conduct of stage management by the early modern player companies, combining document-based research with practical exploration, Elizabeth Hughes. For research into the artistically innovative and politically progressive potential of 21st century Shakespeare musicals, Larissa K. Sheck. For research into the artistically...
So that bit of theatrical pageantry ends the video for this month. We are taking our August sort of online sabbatical. As usual, we will be at Shakespeare North next week. Oh my actual gods, yes. This time next week, I'm making this video on Wednesday, we will be driving. And in fact, at the time of day I am right now, we will be there. So we'll be there with our brand new company. It's me, Valentina, Dewi, Larissa, Ellie, Eugenia, and Simon and Jennifer going up there. So Simon and Jennifer not played with us so much, or not for a while. So it's really great to be able to take them up north. Yeah, we will do everything we can with videos and photographs to involve you in that. Otherwise, we will be back in September, back online with The Rape of Lucrece, going into our sort of dark and gothic mood for the autumn. So enjoy your summers, stay hydrated, stay cool, and please communicate with us. I am thinking about plays for next year. What would you like us to do, new plays or old? Okay, always interested in new plays. Unless the curtains billow. That's the end of this month's video. So thank you very much for your patronage as ever. We could not do this without you, and we wish you a very happy summer.